Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. In the recent patch 9.2 update, we have some PvP nerfs for the specs of Fire Mage and the Enhancement Shaman, with Blizzard noting that both of these specs are slightly overperforming, specifically within arena situations. This week, we also saw significant increases and nerfs to certain few tier sets from a handful of playstyles, which will likely impact your favorite class performance within PvP in the patch 9.2. Also this week, Blizzard attempted to make the new Brawl of Solo Shuffle more approachable for new and undergeared players by implementing a minimum item level scaling in the brand new PvP mode. Today, I want to cover all of these recent PvP updates, but right before we do that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you enjoy regular patch 9.2 guides, content, and updates, or potentially future WoW expansion announcements to be released very soon. We're gonna start off with the Fire Mage PvP tuning, specifically some of the nerfs to the more popular PvP talents. Starting off with the PvP talent of Flame Cannon, the duration for that buff is now only 3 seconds. The PvP talent of Pyrokinesis cooldown reduction of combustion has been nerfed slightly, and the shorter cast speed of Fireballs with the PvP talent of Tinder also lost a little bit of value. The Conduit of Tempest Barrier also saw a 50% PvP nerf. This conduit allows the mage to gain a shield that absorbs for a portion of their maximum health for 15 seconds every time they cast Blink or Shimmer. Tempest Barrier has a natural synergy with the Flame Cannon PvP talent, where Flame Cannon provides you a bigger health increase, which allows Tempest Barrier to have a bigger absorb. This change is likely to be less bad for Frost Mages since they get a second use of Ice Block in arenas. Arcane Mages without a second Ice Block are more likely to notice a reduction in their defensive value. Blizzard is likely trying to tackle Fire Mages as an attempt to nerf the Rogue Mage compositions, which have become very popular as of the patch 9.2, or as a preemptive strategy before Fire Mages get access to the 4-piece tier set bonus, which is going to give them even more deadly PvP arena value. We also got some nerfs to the Enhancement Shaman Conduit of Focused Lightning, where they're nerfing the healing aspect of this conduit in PvP by 70%. Just before patch 9.2 made it to the live servers, initially Blizzard nerfed Healing Surge in PvP by 9%. Those nerfs were never going to be enough, as Enhancement Shamans have way too many passives that can augment their healing output. For the patch 9.2, Blizzard greatly buffed the value of the Focused Lightning Conduit, which really furthered the damage and healing of Enhancement Shamans. The Swirling Currents, a Restoration Shaman Conduit, also works for Enhancement, which also goes to further buff the output of Healing Surge. The Refreshing Waters Conduit further buffs the output of Healing Surge when the Shaman uses the spell to heal themselves. You also have the talents like Earth Shield, which buffs the target's healing taken, and another Restoration Shaman Conduit also usable by Enhancement, which further buffs the Earth Shield healing taken increase. Altogether, Enhancement Shamans have a variety of different tools, conduits, and passive effects that amp up their healing output, whether to an ally or to themselves. Ever since Blizzard buffed the Focused Lightning Conduit at the beginning of patch 9.2, the damaging spells that consume Maelstrom, like Lightning Bolt and Elemental Blast, became more significant in PvP situations. With the recent nerfs to the healing aspect of Focused Lightning, for many Shamans, they will likely find more value in the damaging spells rather than healing spells when it comes to consuming your Maelstrom. However, I do wonder how this will affect Enhancement Shaman survivability with these recent changes in this new patch 9.2 PvP update. Earlier this week, we also got some many tier set tunings, and many of these buffs and nerfs are likely to affect your class's PvP performance. Starting off with the Unholy Death Knight tier set, Their tier set is looking to amp up their pet damage even more, especially huge if you land that Execute Soul Reaper bonus. The extra bonus passive damage is going to amp up the Unholy Death Knight's pressure playstyle. And while the Soul Reaper is pretty difficult to pull off in PvP, like the debuff itself can simply be dispelled, the damaging effect of that spell also does have a short delay, so trying to line up enemies' health to be low enough as the spell goes off can be quite difficult on itself. With all of those negative aspects of Soul Reaper in PvP, the 50% bonus pet damage might actually be making it a lot more worth it, as it could create some intense spread pressure, especially if you play a pet-oriented playstyle. Recently, both the tier sets for the Balanced Druid and the Feral Druid saw some tuning. The Balanced Druid tier set was nerfed slightly, but the actual bonus itself doesn't change and will likely be very powerful for PvP content. The Feral Druid 4-piece tier set bonus Bleed saw its damage buffed by 25%, which will likely be impactful in PvP situations. The Affliction Warlock tier set also saw some significant buffs, with Blizzard trying to improve on its overall performance. And normally this type of bonus and benefits are huge for PvE content, they don't really end up buffing the Affliction Warlock for PvP unless you make some future adjustments. First of all, most Affliction Warlocks in PvP content almost never cast their filler spell of Shadow Bolt. Instead, they refresh their dots or use Drain Life from their Agony stacks. It might be possible in the future to switch over to Nightfall, so you may benefit sometimes from your tier set bonus, though you would be given a pretty big burst and a massive heal from the Drain Life talent combo. The Malefic Rapture damage is a pretty big damage increase regardless, however, most Affliction Warlocks invest their soul shards into maintaining the ability of Rapid Contagion, which further empowers their dot damage output within PvP situations. Overall, I hope that in the future, Blizzard adjusts this tier set bonus to make it work for Warlocks within PvP, like adding the ability of Drain Life. Proccing the 4-piece tier set would go a very long way for Warlocks in the patch 9.2. The last spec that saw some of its tier sets adjusted was the Fury Warrior with certain nerfs. First of all, the damage bonus of Raging Blow will be reduced slightly, which will affect some of your burst and sustain potential. You also got a reduction on the duration of the Recklessness buff, which will make talents like Reckless Abandon, a very popular Fury Warrior PvP talent, will naturally become less valuable, but still likely the best choice option. And lastly, the nerfs to the Necrolord Legendary will likely be not as impactful for PvP situations as they are for dungeons and raids. Overall, the recent Fury Warrior tier set changes will likely not have nearly as big of an impact within arenas and battlegrounds. In a recent update, Blizzard has added a minimum item level scaling to the solo queue arena brawl, which was added with the patch 9.2. They have discovered that many new and undergeared players trying out the solo shuffle quickly found themselves as the easy kill target. The solo shuffle team games are very fast, as the games end as soon as one of the players on either team scores a killing blow. If you are a brand new player for the patch 9.2 or are just going back to the game, there's a good chance your character is going to be really undergeared, which means you're likely to have a less than good time always being the focus target. To make this new mode more approachable, Blizzard added a new gearing scale system, where your minimum item level will get scaled up to item level 239. This new gear scaling will not affect any items that are above the 239 threshold. However, for any players under the item level threshold, your gear will upscale in this new brawl to give you more of a fighting chance. This change makes it so much easier for players to compete in the solo shuffle, especially since the solo shuffle is an excellent way of earning honor and conquest on a character. This also gives more players an opportunity to try the new solo shuffle mode, which is intended to become the solo queue PvP mode for World of Warcraft in the future updates, along the side of 2v2 and 3v3 arenas. The more players get to try this mode, the more tuning and refinement it can get from Blizzard to eventually become a competitive PvP mode going forward. This new minimum item level scaling system makes this mode far more approachable for new players and alts. It also opens up an opportunity for this minimum level scaling to also be applied in other PvP game modes, like potentially random battlegrounds or possibly rated arenas. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this minimum scaling? Do you think it is a good idea to try to make competitive game modes and other PvP modes more approachable by giving players a minimum item level? Do you think that minimum item level could be raised in the future? Or are you the opposite and don't like any kind of scaling within your PvP content and would rather to have gear be as impactful as it has been over the last couple of updates? But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about everything we discussed in today's video in the comments below. What do you think about this recent new nerfs, as well as potential of tier sets improving certain class playstyles? And what do you think about the minimum item level scaling added for the solo shuffle mode? As per always, if you guys enjoyed this video or found this update informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. If you guys watch these videos on the regular or want to let me know directly what you thought about this update, you can always hit me up in Discord. DMs are always open. Join our Discord to become part of the Dalaran community. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another one.